Hi, I'm Edward O'Leary from Abtrac, and welcome to this, the fourth in a series of 5 videos where I'm talking about how white-collar professional services firms are losing money and how they could be making more money by tweaking a few things around their time management and invoicing. I was talking with a client recently, in fact he's a good friend now, and he said, look, I love your Abtrac because it keeps me well informed in real time and I have to know my numbers. Know your numbers was a saying one of my lecturers used to use when I was at university studying accounting, albeit I must admit a few years ago. In a professional services firm, salaries are high, project values are high, and competition is high for both good staff and good projects. Knowing your numbers takes on a whole new meaning, different to any other type of business. In a professional services firm, money is earned by successfully planning and managing and ultimately invoicing the output from each employee as they apply their time and expertise to the projects at hand. But it's all rather invisible, the work they do. It all happens with minimal physical effort. People come to work and go home again, and the office looks no different from one day to the next. The work done in your professional services firm doesn't end up in a warehouse waiting to be dispatched, where you can see what's being produced and what's being shipped out each day. Similarly, there's no material stock to touch and count, and nor are there daily sales figures from cash registers at the end of each shift to keep you abreast of what's been sold. So what are the numbers you need to know in your professional services firm, and how up to date should they be? Well, you might think it's money in the bank or invoices raised. These are important, of course, for sure, but they only come about after the fact. They're evidence of the management applied to other precursor numbers. It's numbers like budgets for each job and how you're going actual versus budget, not just for the project itself, but stage by stage. It's numbers like unbilled work quick summary. Month by month, is that sneaking up, or are you managing it? Is it dropping down? Maybe you need to get more work in. What about write-offs and write-ons by job and by invoice, or by employee? And speaking of employees, what about staff productivity or even staff leave outstanding? You can also look at fees earned by employee and marry that up with the costs for each employee, and you can look at it by client and by project in a good system. Revenue earned by account code is important, as are debtor balances, and that's just to name a few of the key numbers, but when you get them right, the invoices raised and the money in the bank will follow successfully. It's like play-by-play metrics in a game of golf, footy or netball. In your professional services firm, each of these numbers that I've articulated are indicative of the numbers that need to be tracked with bring-ups and dashboards and email alerts in real time to make sure the money does come into the bank in the shortest time possible for the most economically applied employee and director effort and cost, with regard, of course, to the compliance and the client expectations of a job well done. And that reminds me of one further big number you need to measure on every job. How happy is the client on a scale of 1 to 10? So that's the end of this little video. These are my ideas on knowing your numbers, a little thought bubble if you like, which I hope will provide benefit to your business. I'm Edward O'Leary from Abtrac. I'll talk to you in the final series of these 5 videos, and I'm going to address the topic of continuous improvement. I'll chat to you then.